Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup. More evidence that the Democratic National Committee is nothing more than a corporate cartel for neoliberalism and the establishment Democratic Party. Remember how the DNC, Democrats, Biden have been attacking Trump and the RNC, particularly the RNC, for paying for all of Trump's mammoth legal bills. I agree. The RNC, i.e., donors who donate, should not be paying for Donald Trump's God knows how much in legal costs. But apparently, the DNC, since July 2023, have been paying for Joe Biden's legal bills pertaining to the classified documents investigation into Biden and his handling of classified documents. This is from Axios Scoop. The DNC covered Biden legal bills in special counsel probe. President Biden used campaign donations to help pay his legal bills last year during the special counsel's probe into his handling of classified documents, according to two people familiar with the matter and an Axios review of campaign finance records. The payments made through the DNC are at odds with the Biden campaign's recent attacks on Trump for spending his campaign funds on legal fees. The DNC, which has been collecting the biggest donations to Biden's reelection effort, paid more than $1.5 million to lawyers or firms representing Biden during the probe, according to the committee's financial filings. In January 2023, Special Counsel Robert Hur began investigating Biden's handling of classified documents. From July 2023 to February 2024, the DNC paid $1.5 million to Bob Bauer, the professional limited liability company for Biden's lead attorney, Bob Bauer. Those payments were largely for handling the special counsel probe, including bringing on veteran lawyers. Starting last July, the DNC increased its monthly payments to law firm Hemingway and Barnes from $15,000 to $100,000. So, all you resistance liberals who have been getting hysterical emails from the DNC, sometimes subject line says, "Hey, it's Chuck Schumer here. Please save us." Or emails about, "Please give us your money so we could codify Roe v. Wade, so we could fight the fascist Republicans." Well, apparently it's been going to millionaire Joe Biden's legal fees. There's so many things wrong and corrupt about this. I mean, put aside that he's super wealthy and could pay his own legal fees. And I'm not completely comparing it to Trump because, I mean, Trump's got 4 indictments, probably hundreds of billions of dollars of legal fees. And frankly, you know, the Republican voters are just suckers who are paying Trump's legal fees, but being hoodwinked into thinking they're like fighting to save America. Please give to Trump, become a gold member today. I've gotten those emails from the Trump campaign. But what's really, I think, even more illuminating and horrible about this is you have the Democratic Party right now and the DNC literally hiring specific staffers just to go after third-party candidates like RFK, who I've made no secret is not my cup of tea for many reasons. Jill Stein, Cornel West. Well, these individuals are third-party candidates for many reasons, but one of those reasons, which Cornel West has said, which RFK originally ran in the Democratic primary, but then switched. Part of why they're running independent, which you say is a threat to democracy, is because they said, rightly so, it's all rigged. The Democratic primary is rigged. The DNC is not a neutral body. It's an arm of the Biden campaign or whoever is the incumbent president or whichever candidate they bless as corporate and neoliberal enough. And this is just more evidence of that. How could the DNC, while they are pretending there's a primary campaign against Joe Biden, they're canceling that primary campaign. They won't hold debates against Joe Biden. They are pushing their media allies on CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the Washington Post to always describe the challengers like Marianne Williamson, RFK as not serious candidates. There's no viable candidates facing Biden. There's no credible threat to basically encourage them not to cover them. And in the meantime, the DNC, which, again, remember they said they were neutral back in 2016, is footing the bill for Biden. I mean, this is not breaking news that the DNC is corrupt. It's not breaking news that they're not neutral, but it's just more justification for any candidate, really, to run third party. Now, I'm not going to attack candidates who run as Democrats, specifically on the local level. Jen Perlman is running against Debbie Wasserman Schultz in Florida as a Democrat. There's plenty of candidates locally on the state level that really, if you don't run as a Democrat in specific areas, you really don't have a competitive chance. But on the federal level, you literally have the DNC who, remember, in court said, yeah, there's nothing stopping us. It's not illegal for us to go in the back room with the top hats and the cigar smoke like the good old days and just pick the candidate. But they canceled the primary. They got the media to cancel the primary, and they were footing the bill for Biden. That is just beyond corrupt. It's beyond unethical. And frankly, it kind of shows, in addition to a lot of their hypocrisy, that their attacks on Trump aren't really based on any legitimate principle. I mean, listen, if you want to donate to the Democratic Party, if you want to donate to the DNC, have at it. But here is evidence that your money, it's not going to restoring Roe v. Wade for the most part. It's not going towards, investing in the climate crisis. Most of it's not going towards, electing progressive candidates who are going to remove the filibuster so we can actually get policy for the working class done. It's not going into strengthening labor organizing or unions. A hefty amount of it was going to Biden, who didn't need it. So I think Trump, rightly so, and the RNC, rightly so, even though the scale of the money, we're talking 1.5 million. For Biden, we're talking the RNC is footing the bill for potentially hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's not comparable. But bottom line, your attacks on Trump for, the RNC footing your bill kind of ring hollow when the DNC has been footing his bill. And honestly, if Biden loses, and if the narrative is he lost particular states, and a new Wall Street Journal poll has Biden down right now in 6 of 7 swing states, and they blame Cornel West, or they blame Jill Stein, or they blame RFK, well, you better start looking in the mirror. I'm talking to the Democratic Party, because you, Democratic Party, you, DNC, drove RFK out of the Democratic primary to the point that he ran as an independent because he couldn't get a fair shot in the Democratic primary. Cornel West, who I don't think would have ran as a Democrat anyway, but one of the things he said was, I saw what they did to Bernie in 2016 and 2020. Why would I run as a Democrat? Why would any potential bench, a progressive on the bench right now who might run in 2028, why would they run in the Democratic primary if it's now coming out? Not only do you try to rig primaries, not only won't you hold debate, will you not hold debates, not only do you try to throw candidates off the ballot and challenge their ballot signatures in the Democratic primary, not only do you push the media to basically have a blackout of candidates in the Democratic primary that are challenging the establishment, not only do you prop up the donors who are funding super PACs to try and knock out progressive candidates, but you're literally footing the bill for the president. It's just absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. So, as I've covered in other areas, the DNC and Biden and the Democratic Party, they could dust off the old "but Trump" playbook. I don't think that's going to work, particularly with inflation staying stubborn at 3.5%, particularly since, yes, Trump is very vulnerable at abortion, but Biden's not particularly giving a specific roadmap on how he's going to restore Roe v. Wade, particularly because Biden has not mentioned a minimum wage increase or how he's going to deliver it, particularly because Biden is not really running on any policies that I've heard. He ran on a public option in 2020, and then it was erased from his vernacular right away. So anyway, that's your DNC. So no, if you're funding the DNC, if you're donating, it's probably not going exactly where they're telling you it's going.